Yeah, welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions. Saturday Night Live, episode 101. Yay, we made it to 101. Last week was a special show. It was show number 100. Plus, it was my birthday, my 61st birthday, and had a great day. It was a short show, sort of. Uh, I had to leave right after the show, went to another birthday party where I had a lot of fun with my friend Rick Enstrom, the Candy Man. It was his birthday. He turned 67, and he had a great party. So the food was good, the dessert was good, and the adult beverages were excellent. So let's get this show on the road. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the drone meetup coming up in March, on March 20th in Florida, which I will be going. Tomorrow I'll probably get my reservation and get that all set. And then later we'll talk about what's new at CES. Fernando Cornelius, welcome to the show. Welcome. So before we get going, we're going to do what I like to call On This Day in History. Alrighty. In 1556, Shanxi earthquake, the deadliest ever recorded, kills 830,000 people in Shanxi province in China. Alright, going to the 20th century. In 1950, the Israeli Knesset resolves Jerusalem as capital of Israel. 1973, U.S. President Richard Nixon announces an accord has been reached to end the Vietnam War. 1978, Sweden becomes the first nation in the world to ban aerosol spray, believed to be damaging the Earth's ozone layer. Alright, let's skip on over to film and TV. Okay, if I could just... Okay, 1951, the third Emmy Awards. Alan Young Show. Alan Young and Gertrude Berg win. Yeah. 1955, KORK, now KVBC, Channel 3 in Las Vegas, Nevada, airs for the first time. 1961, U.S. Supreme Court rules cities and states have right to censor films. 1962, Jules Ed's Jim, based on a novel by Henri Pierre Roche, directed by Francois Truffaut and starring Janine Moreau, is released. 1965, King Family Show, musical variety, premieres on ABC TV. 1975, Barney Miller premieres on ABC. 1977, Roots premieres on ABC. 1983, A-Team with Mr. T premieres on NBC. I pity the fool that watch. Anyway, alright, let's skip on over to music. 1940, pianist Ignaz Pideruski becomes premier of the Polish government in exile. 1943, Duke Ellington plays at the Carnegie Hall in New York City for the first time. 1944, Arnold Schoenberg's Ode to Napoleon premieres in New York City. 1957, Whammo Company produces the first Frisbee disc, originally called the Pluto Platter, until 1958. 1958, Body Beautiful opens at Broadway Theater in New York City for 60 performances. 1986, the first induction in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame includes Chuck Berry, James Brown, Ray Charles, Domino, Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly, J.L. Lewis, and Elvis Presley. And those are what happened on this day in music. Now, let's go to sports. (1879), U.S. National Archery Association forms in Crawfordsville, Indiana. 1934, New York Rangers left-wing Murray Murdoch plays in his 400th straight NHL game in a 5-2 win over the Ottawa Senators at Madison Square Garden, New York City. Streak reaches to 508 consecutive games. 1943, Detroit Red Wings score an NHL record 8 goals in one period. 1948, Australian cricket captain Don Bradman scores 201 in the fourth test win against India in Adelaide. Adelaide. Yeah, that's in Australia. Sid Barnes, 112, and Lindsay Hassett, 198. NO in Australia, total 674. I have no idea how cricket works. All right, 1950, Associated AP picks Miracle Braves of 1914 as greatest sports upset. 1950, NFL rule changes opened the way for two platoon system, offense and defense. 1953, future Australian cricket captain and coach Bobby Simpson makes his first class debut for the NSW at 16 years and 357 days. And that is all that would happen on this day in history. All right, let's get back to regular programming. All right, let's say hello to Steve Mack. We got Charlie Mafia as Drone Psyche. Tom Ten Toes, welcome to the show. David, Arizona Drone Dude, welcome to the show. Welcome. All right, this audience is really building up. So later on in this hour, we'll do backwards songs. I don't know how do you guys feel about the backwards songs? Yay, nay? Should we keep it going? Is it different? I mean, I think it's a little more challenging than Ken Heron's 1 second song. I wonder if I should, if I could get someone on the panel to pick someone in the chat, and we could pick a winner or something like that. I don't know. Robbie RC Belgium, Big Drone Flyer 7700. Okay. Ooh, Master. Okay, cool. Yes, I've been hearing, and we'll talk about that as well. That was one of the things I was going to talk about. And let's see, someone is sending me a message. Hey, wait, I thought you... Greg Cooner says I didn't add him. Well, here, Greg, here's the link. If you want to join in, Greg, you are more than welcome, and we don't care. We could see you sweat. That would be cool. maybe give us an update on what's going on with Lloyd. So getting back to Master Air Screw props, I've been hearing that it's been giving a lot of issues to the Mavic Air 2. I guess it's been there have been vibration issues with it. So that'll be interesting. We get people to come in on the panel and maybe talk about it. Maybe if Bill from Coast to Coast Drones wants to come in, I will send him a link. So just waiting for a few people. Hey, we got someone, first one on the panel, Mike Kelly, Copper State Aerials. Hey, welcome to the show, Mike.
What's going on?
It's going on pretty good. Could you up your volume just a wee bit?
Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, do that. How's that?
Oh, that's much better.
Okay,
Much better.
So what's going on?
Well, let's see. We got a big drone meetup in Florida on March 20th. A
Yep.
bunch of us are going. I'm probably going to go down there. I've got the week off. I'm going to go down, spend a few days, fly drones with
Awesome.
Mitch and Captain Ray and the
And I'm going
gang
to be
down
there.
there and do a little fishing while I'm down there.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, I'm
what's
going
new in
down there for that.
Arizona?
Not It's cold, believe it or
Cold.
not. It's cold.
Wow.
But yeah, back to that Florida thing. We got our tickets. So my wife's
Oh,
sister lives up in Daytona area, so we're going
oh,
in for that week, and I'm going to go down and meet up with everybody on the 20th.
oh, awesome, awesome.
So
That'll be a
just
lot of fun.
yeah, we just
Yep.
got the tickets yesterday or day before yesterday.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
be
Cool.
awesome. Be great to meet everybody.
Yeah, it would. It would. I haven't met Mitch yet. I don't know if Ken Dono will be there. That'd be kind of cool
Yeah,
if
it'd be
if he
kind of nice
goes
to
there.
see
Oh, it looks like
Florida gang down
Charlie
there.
Mafia Drone Psyche is going to go there too. Cool, cool.
Yeah,
I'll
brother
be
Ed lives
bringing
down there.
some.
Love my drones.
Oh yes, Ed, and hopefully Adrian will show up, and
Wow, sounds like it's going to be quite the gaggle of people.
yeah. Hmm.
Be fun.
So, what part of Arizona are you located at?
Right in the valley, Mesa.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
nice, close to where you can summertime. You can go swimming. I mean, well, actually, I should put that the other way. Wintertime, you can go swimming if your pool's heated, and go up north and go skiing. They're getting snow up on the rim right now. Got a
Wow,
storm rolling through, and there's snow coming down.
wow. Well, we're supposed to get some snow here on Tuesday, here in
Yeah,
the Denver area. So,
I spent
and we
some
need
time in
it
Denver.
too. Yeah, Colorado is under an extreme drought right now.
Really.
Yep, about close to 90% of the state is under extreme drought, and the rest of it is you know, not as bad, but still bad enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's too bad.
Yep. So, what drones are you bringing to
I
Florida?
will be bringing my Mavic 2 Zoom
Oh,
and my Tiny Hawk 2.
oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yep. Already checked them all out to make sure they're going to fit all in the suitcases and all that stuff, our
Yeah.
carry-on, so that it's not going to be an issue.
Oh, cool. Hey, I want to say hello to Rick Halber. Welcome to the show, and Forevermore. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Welcome,
Rick, how
welcome.
you doing, buddy?
So hopefully Rick is doing better. How are you doing, Rick? Are you doing pretty good? here's some of my merch at my Teespring store. You want to check that out? I've got shirts. I think I've added masks and stickers and stuff like that. Neat stuff. Yep. And,
Oh, I want to say hi to Robbie RC Belgium. I see he said hi to me on the chat there.
yep. Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome.
Howdy, Mike. Like your name.
And maybe later on, James from My PI Dream might join us in the show, and he could tell us about his latest video about, I guess, water softener or something to do. He does DIY stuff there in
Okay.
the Philippines. Yeah, there he is, Magadan Umaga. Let's see if I can get his A working. Alexa, play some Black Sabbath. All right, he's probably having, he's having some waffles right down. Cool, cool, cool. So maybe he could give us a scoop on travel to the Philippines. I just got set up for 2 weeks off in April. So I'm hoping to go in early April. But the problem is now they're talking about
up.
coming back.
There
I'll have
you
to
are.
quarantine for 2 weeks. That's funny. Now my kitchen is rocking.
That's funny, Drone Psych. Too funny.
The place where I get the Enstrom's Toffee, one of the cashiers, her name is Alexa. So I kid her about her name.
You can't talk to her in her house. You can't call her or anything like that. Hey, Alexa, come here, because then the Alexa goes off, you know?
Yeah. Alexa, go clean your room. Alexa, go clean the dishes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say, and this is something you guys could talk about in chat. I talked about it a little bit on my Facebook page about cereal. When you were a kid, what was your favorite breakfast cereal? Mine was Life and Captain Crunch.
Life and Captain Crunch. I used to hate Life because my name is Mike, of course, and everybody used to do that, that commercial. Give it to Mikey. He won't eat it. He hates everything.
He'll eat it. Yep.
But yeah, Captain Crunch, you could never get that stuff to go soft enough to not tear your mouth up when you're chewing on that, man.
That's
Just
the
rips the crap out of the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, and my least favorite was Applejack.
Least favorite.
Yeah. That and Mapo. I didn't care for Mapo.
Yeah, Mapo. I don't care for that one. Trying to think I don't really know if I had one that was least favorite. Well, maybe like Cheerios without sugar on it or something like that, just kind of bland.
Yeah. How about, remember Puff Wheats?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of tasted like packing peanuts.
Yeah.
There was not much flavor to it. You
No, not at all.
A lot of sugar on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 61, Art, so I remember a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
Oh, you were born in 59?
No, 60.
60, okay.
My birthday was last week.
Oh, happy birthday, belated.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I turned 62 this year, so.
Oh, cool, cool. Let's see. Oh, remember Sugar Smacks?
Sugar Smacks. Yes, I do.
Yep. Yep. Now it's called Golden Puffs.
Golden Puffs. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to take the word sugar out.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
PC. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it might be like ways that puffed wheat was like being punished as a kid.
Yep.
What was it? I didn't care for Lucky Charms or
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that.
uh, what was it? Corn Pops I liked.
Hmm.
Corn Flakes. There were only a few cereals that I didn't really care for. Uh,
Yeah. Had to be
I don't.
Frosted Flakes though, not just
Yeah,
regular corn
Frosted
flakes.
Flakes was pretty good. Corn Flakes was good. Uh, Shredded wheat. Some people don't like it, but I liked
I liked
uh,
it.
shredded wheat or what was it? Wheat checks. Now
Hmm.
all the that was my favorite out of all the Chex cereal.
Hmm.
There was rice check. Rice Chex was pretty good. Not rice check. Corn Chex.
Right.
Rice Chex. It was all right. It was, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm. And Kicks. I don't recall ever trying Kicks, but I like Cheerios. Rice Krispies. Yep.
Yeah. I was just gonna say Rice Krispies, but
Yep.
only in that
With
nice sticky block. You know.
yeah.
Rice Krispie treats.
Well, I like putting powdered sugar on my Rice Krispies.
Yeah. How about Raisin Bran? You like Raisin Bran?
Uh, Back then I didn't like it, but now I'm starting to get a taste for
Yeah.
raisins. Uh, uh, Now raisins with salt on 'em, that I
Hmm.
like. I don't know why it's that salty and sweetness taste.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an age thing. You start liking stuff you didn't like back then.
Well, I'll tell you what. My wife and I, we just tried Brussels sprouts cooked a certain way. You deep fry them. You deep fry them with some garlic and all that stuff. Yeah. We were the same way, and for years
Ooh,
we've never ever
fried
had them.
farts.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's what we
Yummy.
need.
Yummy. Little fried cabbages. Yeah.
Oh, I might try it if it was fried. Yeah, that might not be too
It
bad.
actually, we cook it in butter grease, bacon grease, and
Oh,
add garlic and some other spices to it, and it
oh,
actually tastes pretty good.
cool, cool, cool. The one thing I still don't like is liver.
Yeah,
My
grew up.
dad loved it, and it smelled so good.
Yeah.
You know, liver and onions, and
Oh
I
my
try
gosh,
a bite, and they go, no, I still don't like
that
it.
was a staple at our house for years. I have not had when I left my house as a little well, as I was a little kid. That was the last time I had it. Once we started going to high school and stuff, they quit buying it.
Oh,
But yeah, it was a staple every week. We had liver and onions when I was little. I don't eat it at all anymore. That's not
uh-huh.
a big fancy favorite thing anymore.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yep.
Don Psyche says anything fried tastes good. I agree.
Yeah. I don't know about okra, but green tomatoes, that
Oh,
sounds
please.
pretty good. Yeah.
Okra, that's one I can't eat it. It's too slimy.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Yep. Liver and onions is Drone Psyche's fave, yeah. My, it smells yummy. It smells, oh, great, but I don't know, just the texture in that meat
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Well, I do like the fried chicken livers when they're deep fried and breaded. Those are really
Yeah.
good. I like those.
Yeah. I like fried onions. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
My sister is so finicky. She'll eat onion rings, but she won't eat fried onions. And I tell her it's the same thing without the coating on it.
Yeah. Well, my wife
And
won't
she,
eat raw onions at all.
yeah, she won't eat raw onions. I love raw onions in a salad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, I think you froze up again, Art.
Did I freeze up, or maybe it was you that
Yep.
froze?
There's the spinning circle of death. Oh, there you are. You're back again.
Okay. Well, Greg Coonert says it's too hot to come on my show.
Too hot.
Yeah. Well, he's down in Australia and he's got
Oh.
those bright lights. Joe and Jenny Journey, welcome to the show.
Howdy.
Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, the weather's been weird. Oh, hey, yeah, let's welcome all the way from South Florida, or actually mid-Florida on the Atlantic coast. Let's welcome Mitch, old guy on a drone. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome. And
Hey,
I'm
Mike
the
Kelly,
one
how
with
you
the
doing, buddy?
Hawaiian
God.
shirt
good, sir. And
on.
yourself?
No, I didn't even wear a Hawaiian shirt tonight. I'm just a t-shirt and
Uh-oh.
art,
Oh, I should have
Sorry.
known that. I would have put mine on.
Sorry. How you doing, guys? How's everybody?
We're
Good.
doing pretty good, huh? How's the weather down there in Florida?
It's a little cloudy, but it's warming up a little bit. It's not
Yeah.
bad. Not bad. Let me pop the chat out here so I can see who's in
Cool.
here. Yeah, Ed, Love My Drones has got a little get-together, a little live stream going on over there, too.
Oh, cool,
So
cool.
everybody and their brother's live streaming. So
Yeah,
thought
and
I'd
I
come
think
by and-
Adrian's got a show going on right now, too.
we're like party hopping, We're going from, like on New Year's Eve, you go from party to party.
Yep. Hmm.
Hey, can I pop the chat up on this live stream on the stream thing on
No,
StreamYard, or I have to go through YouTube, right?
You
You
gotta
have
go
to go
through
through
Yeah,
YouTube.
I got my
yeah.
phone on with the chat rolling through, so
There we go.
there's a bit of a lag, of course, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Rick Halber's here. How you doing,
Yeah.
Rick?
Yeah.
Hope he's feeling better than yesterday. 10 Toes, Mike B. See people I don't recognize in here. Art,
Yeah.
Yeah, some new people.
You've been getting around. Bobby RC, Belgium. Drone Psyche.
Yep.
French fries or Belgian fries?
Good to see you guys.
Robbie Belgium says.
Oh, they are. They are. The best French fries I ever had in my life was in Antwerp, Belgium.
Yeah.
You go up, yeah, they sell them out. They sell them. Street vendors sell them, and
Oh, yeah.
they give you a paper cone of these things, and papers.
Germany does that too.
Yeah, but in Belgium, they I don't know how they do it. They fry them in peanut oil. I think they double
Ooh.
fry them. I mean, God, they are
Yeah.
the best. They're the best.
That's what Germany
Oh, wow.
does too. They double fry
Yeah.
them. Same thing. You get the little tiny fork that you stick in there. A little plastic one.
Yeah. They're, and
So
they-
what do
and
you
they-
put on your fries there, Mitch?
I eat them plain. Why
Oh, do
screw
you?
up a very tasty French fry by putting ketchup? Over there they put mayonnaise. If I
I
remember
was just going to
correctly.
say, my
Oh,
wife
God.
is constantly putting mayonnaise on hers.
I ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Antwerp. Yeah, I was in. It's in 1968. I was stationed in northern Germany, and
Yep.
they shipped. I had a car, and they shipped my car from the States over, so I could have it over there in Germany, and I had to go to the port at Antwerp
Oh, really?
to pick it up. So I got on. I got on a train. I was a young kid, I got on a train in Germany and took the train all the way into Belgium and stayed at one of these little hotels they have there where they give you bedding that's about 10 feet thick, and there's no heat.
The
They
big
turn the heat
comforters.
off. They turn the heat off at night. It was in the
Yeah.
winter
Wow.
time, and so you don't want to get out of bed. But I'll never forget that trip. And then I got my car at the port, and I had a European Road Atlas book, and off I went. What an adventure
Yeah.
that was! Yeah, drove back to Germany.
I had to go all the way to
Hello,
Bremerhaven to
Sergio.
get mine.
Welcome
Oh, you
to
went
the
to
show.
Bremerhaven. Okay, so you did the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was a bunch of us that got a car, so we carpooled up with one of the guys that had a car. He drove us all up there, and we all picked up our vehicles, and then we all convoyed back with all of our vehicles in case somebody broke down on the way.
Ah. I got on this train, and they have the private compartments kind of.
Yep.
And I was in there, and there was one other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting there, and neither one of us, for the first like 2 to 3 hours of the trip, said a word to each other. Because he had a German newspaper, and I didn't speak it up. So something came up. The conductor come in, and he said something to the conductor in English. And I said, "You speak English?" It turns out he's an American.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So Mitch, we were talking about breakfast cereal. What was your favorite cereal?
I don't eat breakfast cereal, Art.
Oh.
As a kid,
Okay.
Well, as a kid I ate it, but I don't eat it. I don't eat it now. I try to
right?
live on a low carb diet, and breakfast cereal is by and large just pure sugar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they can call it whatever they want. It's just not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to tell you what my favorite cereal is, shredded wheat.
That was what Art said. Not a whole lot of people like shredded wheat.
No, I
but,
like shredded wheat because when you put the milk and the bananas and whatever in it, it gets kind of mushy and
Yep.
yeah, that's good. I don't like the little squares. I used to like get the big shredded wheat.
Yeah, and you break it up.
crush it
and
all up like this.
Crush it all up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I get too. Now they've got frosted shredded wheat.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how to make
noodles.
how to make a bad thing even worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
put sugar on it. Doesn't have enough sugar,
Yeah.
enough carbs. You got to put more sugar
Yeah.
on it.
There you go.
Rick likes it too. Rick Halvard likes it.
What about cream of wheat? You guys like
Ugh,
cream of
nah.
wheat?
Yeah, I
No?
like cream of wheat.
Can't
I
eat that
like
stuff.
oatmeal.
Don't like
Mitch-
any of that oatmeal or any of that stuff.
Being in the South, do you eat grits?
No.
I grew up in Philadelphia. When
Oh, really?
yeah, when I grew up, we didn't even know what the hell grits were.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine who's from Florida. When we were stationed in Germany there and we go to the mess hall, we had two different styles of making grits. He would get it and pour it across his eggs and put salt and pepper on it. I get mine in a bowl and add cream and sugar and milk and all that, butter, and mix it all together like cream of wheat and eat it that way. He's like, "You're ruining that thing."
When I was it was funny. I don't even think my mother knew what grits were because the first time they drove. This is back in the 50s. They took a car trip to Florida from Philadelphia, and because my grandfather, and my grandmother used to go down and stay in Miami in South Beach for 3 months every year. He had a condo down there, an apartment, and they used to go down there. And my mother decided to take a car trip and left me home and drove down there. So one of the stories she told, I still remember, was they stopped in South Carolina. She was telling me about stopping at a restaurant in South Carolina and seeing grits for the first time. She had no idea what it was.
Hello, Michael Blade. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Michael. So I see the
Hey,
title of
Mike.
your show tonight, Art, is "Trip to Florida." That's why I jumped on to see what you were talking. Have you talked about that already?
No, not. We touched upon it a little bit.
Okay.
Mike Kelly is coming.
Mike, you coming down there?
Yep.
Oh, that's-
Yep, we're flying in on the 15th and leaving on the 22nd.
Oh, that's cool. Well, we'll have to get together. If you're down here, we'll do some flying before the 20th. We got.
Oh, sure.
Where are you going? You going to Orlando?
Daytona, actually.
Oh, you're flying into Daytona. Okay.
Oh, no. We're flying into Jacksonville, but my wife's sister lives in Palm Coast, which is just north of Daytona by 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to be staying at. And
Oh, okay. So you got something to do for the week.
yeah, we got stuff to do,
Yeah.
but during the week, they work. So, and they're not going to take off because they're going. My wife's sister, of course, Germany. She's German. They have tickets to go back to Germany in May, so she's not taking any kind of vacation time. So they save up all their vacation for going to Germany. And so it's just my wife and I going to be running around doing things during the week. But she loves the beach. Put her in a chair, let her sit on the beach all day. She's happy.
Cool.
So
Yeah, Palm Coast is about 2 hours north of me.
that's good to know. That's
Yeah, it's
good.
about 2 hours north of me, and where we're going to be flying is about 45 minutes south of me, down in Sebastian.
Okay. Okay. I'm
I'm
sure my
supposed to-
brother-in-law knows where that's at.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet
So-
Ray Kelly out there
Yeah.
on Monday morning
Oh,
Okay.
at 10 o'clock. So we'll
Cool.
maybe take some video and some drone stuff of the area where we're going to be flying, and we
Oh,
can
cool.
throw it up.
Okay.
Get Ray to throw it up on a channel, on his
There
channel.
you go.
Yeah, I'm letting him be the administrator of this deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I've
weren't
got
sure.
my
Go ahead, Art.
week. I've got my week off all set up. Now all I have to do is get my plane reservation and rent a car. And I don't think I'll stay the whole week. I'll probably just stay for a few days, come back home, and then relax around the house. And if the weather's warm enough, I'll do some fishing around here.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah. Cool.
You guys do a lot of ice fishing in Colorado, or is that not a thing?
Up in the mountains, they do quite a bit of ice fishing.
Okay.
When it gets pretty cold down here, we do some ice fishing down here, but it's been so warm lately that the ice isn't thick enough. It's still
Yeah.
pretty slushy out there, so haven't gone this year. Probably unless we get a real cold snap, and that usually happens in February, where we'll
Okay.
get a bunch of low 30-degree days and nights in the teens and single digits.
Yeah, Michael Blade says it's going to be it ought to be a pretty good,
Yeah.
great meetup. Ray and I were joking. It seems like no matter how many people you invite to these things, 3 people show up.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be there, one way or another.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that we're not going to be able to fly at the Sebastian Inlet
Yeah.
Park.
Mhm.
We're going to be going down to a park on the Intercoastal Waterway down in Sebastian itself. The park at the inlet, it happens to be a state park,
Oh,
and there's
okay.
no drone
Darn.
flying there. So
Mm.
the one we're going to is just a county park, and
Mm.
but it's
Yeah.
nice. And the upside of it is it's not in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of cool restaurants around. So
Oh, that'd be good.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
We'll have some grits while we're there.
I don't see too many grits around here.
Hey, looks like Michael Blade's coming. He's got his
Yeah, Michael
ticket.
Blade is
Hotel
coming. I
booked.
think Ron Lockwood is going to be here too.
Yeah, Ron Lock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, we're going to have
Hello,
quite a.
John Olson.
Well, like you said, Mitch, everybody's saying, yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. And it's like a whole bunch of people going to be there. And you show up and there's 3 people there.
3 people. Well, I think if people are booking airplanes, that's a commitment.
That's a
right
pretty
there.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got ours booked. So
Cool. Well, hopefully we'll have some nice weather. It
I
won't
hope
be,
so.
We won't be real windy because it is March. But whatever it is, we'll fly or we'll get together and just meet.
yeah. If it's crappy weather, we'll just go out and hang out at a bar
Yeah,
somewhere.
do something. Yeah.
Or do some fishing.
Or
Some of us
You
don't
know,
fish,
the-
Art. Some of us don't fish.
Well, I'm going to show Ron how to catch a slippery dick.
oh my goodness,
I won't. I'm not touching that one.
I'm not either. I'm leaving that one alone.
It is a member of the wrasse family.
Is it
It's
like
a
the spotted
W-
dick? Is it
No,
related?
that's
to
a food. That's a food, spotted dick.
I know was that a vegetable? There's something.
No, it's like a roll of. I saw a guy make it on TV. Remember the Galloping Gourmet
Oh yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day? He makes
Graham.
spotted
What was his
dick.
last name? His first name was Graham. What was his last name?
Yeah, I don't know. Graham
remember
something,
him.
I know. But I remember him
Cracker.
doing that, and he couldn't stop laughing while he was making it because he kept calling it the spotted dick, and he
Dick,
kept
yeah.
laughing about it.
Well, a wrasse is a family of fish or tropical fish, and they're found in all around Florida on the coast and even over in the Gulf Coast, and they're very colorful, and they get about 6 to 8 inches long, and they're very slippery, and that's hence the name. And uh,
Isn't it?
I guess they're kind of like a goby. They kind of
Oh,
hang
okay.
around the rocks and
So it's
stuff
not like
that.
an eel or anything like that.
No, it's not an eel. No.
Okay.
So it'll be a lot of fun doing a video, and I could, oh, Ron, you caught yourself up, and then we'll have fun for the family. That right there. Because if you ever watch Extreme Philly Fishing, he goes to Florida quite a bit and does a lot of fishing there. And usually when he's saltwater fishing the brackish canals or out in the inlets, he'll catch them. And so that's his thing. But he catches all kinds of little fish. Yeah. All the way from sergeant majors to hogfish and barracuda and snappers and grunts and puffer fish.
Hey,
Oh,
Bill.
Metro drones! Thank you.
Pick me. Pick me. Hi, Bill. How you doing?
Oh,
Yeah, the only
Tento's-
fishing I used to spearfish, Art. I used to like to spearfish.
That's right. Mhm.
And a long time ago.
That looks like fun.
And it was, and I'm sure I mentioned this before, but we used to go out into the Gulf of Mexico, about 35 miles out, and we used to go after grouper and hog snapper.
Oh, okay.
And a hog snapper is a bottom feeder,
Right.
so you can't fish for it. You got to go down and shoot it. Dumbest fish that ever lives. It's almost like they got a big red X on them where you aim, because they just swim right up in front of you and stop, and go here, right here.
Yeah. Mhm.
Grouper, on the other hand, they head for the rocks. They head for holes. They're tough. They're tough to get. But the hog snapper is some of the best fish I ever ate. We used to come back with 400 or 500 pounds of that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, Tento says it was Graham Kerr.
Graham Kerr.
Graham
Yeah.
Kerr.
The
Yeah. I remember.
Galloping
Always had a glass of wine. Had the British accent.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. That's what. That goes way back.
Yep.
Way back.
That's some of the watching you did when you were a kid when you were sick.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was nothing else on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Game
that-
shows or cooking shows. That was it.
Or soap operas.
Or soap operas. Well, I never.
And then along came
Welcome
Gordon
to the
Ramsay
edge of
and
night.
and those guys, and they made a whole thing out of cooking shows.
I'm telling you, you think about it, back, just say 20 years ago, I guess they've been around that long, but if somebody would have told you when you were a kid that there's going to be a station on TV that's nothing but cooking stations,
Yeah.
you'd have been like, you're crazy. There
Well,
can't
when
be
you were-
that many cooking things on cooking shows.
When you were a kid, if anybody told you there was going to be 600 channels,
Oh, yeah.
you'd think they were crazy.
We had 3.
Yeah, we did too. We had ABC,
Yep.
NBC, and CBS, and then along came the UHF stuff.
Yep. Then you
Yep.
picked up some stuff because we lived in
Yeah.
Delaware and we would pick up stuff from Philadelphia and New Jersey and all that kind of stuff.
So you had what I grew up with, WCAU,
Yeah.
and what was
Sally
the cha-
Starr. You remember Sally Starr? She was a
Yeah.
morning show.
Yeah, yeah.
Captain Kangaroo, of course, everybody knows
I used
Captain
to,
Kangaroo.
and then the Howdy Doody.
Howdy doody.
Howdy.
And
Yep.
that was I used to be in the Peanut Gallery when I was a kid. Every once in a while, because that was a Philly show. Same thing with the
Yeah.
American Bandstand. I
Yep.
actually went to American Bandstand as a teenager, and
Wow.
in Philly. That was out at West Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Philly was a big town for that kind of TV show.
Yep.
Michael
Philly
Blade
and
says,
New
yeah,
York,
and
yep.
the tinfoil antennas, the tinfoil on the antennas,
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
and the rabbit ears.
Well, I lived in the Detroit area for 10 years, and we had, we actually had 4 channels. We had the 3 networks and a UHF station. And then we had a Canadian station. We could pick up CKLW,
Mm-hmm.
which was
A?
in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And that's where I first saw the game. Have you ever seen this game called curling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an Olympic sport.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
And
it's where
I remember watching.
it's very athletic.
Yes.
Yeah.
They push that thing on the ice, and what is it? It's not the one where somebody sweeps in front of it.
That's
It's
the one with
that's
the
right.
sweeper in front of it. Yep.
Hmm. And it's kind of like shuffleboard on ice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those
Big
things
stones.
don't remind me of like being a sport,
Yeah.
because you have
I
to be
know.
an athlete. I mean, you have to be an athlete to do curling. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Funny, John Olson says we only had one. We only had one. The one my father wanted to watch. That was
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
station they
Yeah,
had.
that's right.
My father didn't watch TV. He read books,
Yeah.
and he watched, only TV he ever watched was golf.
Oh.
His whole life was about golf, playing golf, watching golf, reading golf magazines, and he tried to get me into golf when I was a kid, and I couldn't. I hated it. I just
Yeah.
was never so bored in my entire life.
Well, remember, Mitch, the golf tees are what hold your balls up while you're driving.
That was my joke, wasn't it? Didn't I tell that joke? Yeah. Now
Hold
that
your
you've told the punchline, you missed the whole joke.
Well,
The joke-
I shortened.
The joke goes, guys.
Yeah, it's about
Guy's driving back from playing golf in his Cadillac Eldorado convertible and pulls into a drive-in restaurant where a little girl on roller skates comes up, asks him what he wants, and eventually brings out his food. Well, she sets the food down and hands him the check, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out some money, and he's got a handful of change, and he's got a couple of golf tees. And the little girl looks at that. She says, "What are those?" He says, "Well, they're tees." So, well, what do they do? He says, "They hold up my balls when I drive." She says, "These Cadillac people think of everything."
That's funny.
That's the joke. Yeah.
I
That's
I
funny.
think James probably just had coffee shoot out his nose while he's eating his waffles.
Yeah, 10 Toes. That's the same in my house. When Star Trek came on, that was the thing, man. They watched that all the time.
Still
I used
do.
to sit on. Yeah, yeah, I agree. But we used
what
to
is it?
sneak
What
down
channel?
after we went to bed to sit on the steps to try and watch it without them seeing us sitting on the steps. But yeah, got caught every
H&I.
time.
H&I
Yeah,
channel.
it's on H9.
Every night, 8 o'clock to like 1 o'clock in the morning, they got every
Yep.
Star Trek ever made.
Yep.
One episode of each. 5
From the
hours.
original up to Enterprise,
Yeah.
the latest one. Yep. And now they've got 2 new ones on CBS All Access. They've got Discovery, and I think season 2 of Picard is going to be
I
starting.
haven't seen any of
this-
them yet because I don't subscribe to those channels. So Keith's got
It's
it
only
right. Star
$6
Trek's the
a
only
month.
reason to own a TV, he says.
Hey Keith, good to see you. Yep.
So how about them drones, Art?
Yeah, how about them drones? Uh, I've been working so much overtime at work. I get home, I just have enough time to eat and watch all the drone shows that are on
Yeah.
each night, or be on one of the drone shows. So tomorrow, I keep saying, well, tomorrow I'm gonna fly something. I might fly the little tiny hawk around my apartment just
Well,
to
you can
get
do that anytime.
Carlos to shut up.
It's like 2 minute, 3 minute flights. You can
Yeah.
you can always fit one of them in sometime during the day.
Yeah.
We got storms rolling through Phoenix right now, so trying to get out to fly the Tiny Hawk is not working.
So how you coming with your FPV adventures?
Not bad. I was doing some stuff. I did some tree gaps. There's a video up of my last time out doing tree.
Oh, I
I called
didn't see
it.
that.
I called it tree gap. I called it gazebo gaps, tree gaps, and light poles because I was going around light poles and underneath gazebos and all
Cool.
that stuff.
Cool.
So,
You flying in acro mode?
all the time.
Oh,
I
good for you.
decided to
Good
just
for you.
only fly in acro. If you're gonna fly it, you might as well fly it in acro,
Yeah.
right?
Good for you. Yeah.
So I'm
Let's
bringing it with
welcome-
me on when we come to Florida. So
Oh, I'm going to fly FPV down. In fact, that's probably predominantly what I'm going to fly out there is going to be FPV. It's in a park, a lot of trees, and
yeah. So
Fun
that'll be
stuff.
good for me to try that out. Might have to do a lot of walking, but what the heck? That's part of the thing.
Let's welcome to the show all the way from Lipa City, Philippines. It's James from My PI Dream.
Hey,
And
good
his
morning.
waffles.
How are you?
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Ness, good to see you.
how you
And
doing,
you're-
James?
I'm doing great, thanks. I listened to everything you guys said, and Ness just reminded me. She said, James, it's like 8:45 when she said it, and she said, Art's show is going to be off in just a few minutes. You better chime in real quick because you weren't on here last week. So I said, okay. So you got to excuse me. I just put the first waffle down on the plate. I'm getting ready to put some maple syrup. I got my first cup of coffee today. So until a couple of gulps of these go down, I'm not going to be too coherent with any of the things that I'm talking about.
Well, that's okay. And now that you're here, nothing personal, but I don't have a lot of time tonight, and I'm going to bug out. I wanted to see Art have some company, so I thought I'd come in and
Well, great.
thank
say
you.
hello
Mitch.
to all
Good
you
to
guys.
see ya.
And I
Well,
will.
Mitch, don't be talking about us South Carolinians and our grits anymore, okay?
Okay.
I almost jumped in, even without my coffee. I almost jumped in when you were starting to talk about that earlier. So
We Philadelphia boys, we don't know from grits.
yeah,
We know from-
take our.
We know from bagels and cream cheese and soft
Cheer me.
pretzels and steak sandwiches. Philly steak
Oh,
sandwiches.
Philly cheesesteak. I haven't
Yeah.
had a good Philly cheesesteak in so long. Because Arizona, we get all these wannabe guys, and it's just not the same. It's
There's
Yeah.
a place here.
same.
There's a place right on the beach over here that is authentic. They're it's called Little Philly, and the people are all from Philadelphia. They actually bring in everything that they used from Philly.
Oh my gosh.
They bring the bread in, they bring the steaks and the cheese, everything they bring in, and they make actual legitimate Philly cheesesteak.
I may have to run down to your place and go there before
Yeah,
anything
it's-
else goes on.
It's about
Just
45
to get a
minutes up the
cheesesteak.
beach from where we're flying. But
Holy
no,
moly.
they're good. All right, guys,
well-
take it easy, everybody. I will
Mitch,
see
you later.
Good to
See you
see you,
tomorrow
Mitch.
night on my
Thanks for
show at 8
jumping in.
o'clock. Art,
Yep.
take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Ray Kelly.
Well, even though Mitch is talking about the Philly cheesesteak sandwiches and all, I tell you, I gotta agree. I was originally born in New York, even though I claim South Carolina as home. But one of the things I love so much about New York is I love their pizzas. New York style pizzas. The ones that are like really greasy and floppy and
Yeah.
they're thin. And you just can't really find anything like that anywhere else unless you're really in New York. I found one place. I was down in New Orleans doing the Bourbon Street thing one time, and then one of the side streets. I always go. I'm a sucker. Every time I see the sign that says New York style pizza, I always go to those pizzerias. I always go, and always in hope that I'm going to find a real New York
And
style
you're
pizza.
always disappointed, right?
I've always been disappointed, except for one place, and I don't remember the name. It wasn't right on Bourbon Street. It's across the area outside of Bourbon Street area. But I found it, and I went there, and I ate a piece of pizza, and it was exactly what I used to get up in New York. And I come to find out it was a transplant. It was one of us Yankee transplants from New York that moved there, and he opened up his own pizzeria there. So it was authentic. The pizza was authentic. But that's the only place I've ever found anywhere I've been around the world.
Cool. Wonderful.
Oh, and Art, Captain Crunch. That's my answer for your.
Oh, okay. That's your favorite. Okay.
Well, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite now. That's what it was when I was a kid, when I was growing up.
Right.
But I was listening to your show from the very opening.
All right, we're going to do something a little bit different. James, you might like this. You're a musical guy. I'm going to do what's called backwards music, where I'm going to take a clip of a song, play it backwards, and you have to tell me the name of the artist and the song.
No more Black Sabbath, please.
Okay.
I had my fill this morning. Thank
All
you.
right, look, so I gotta share the screen, and let's go here, there, and there. All right, okay. Song number 1. Let's get it going.
Good bed.
Sound of Silence.
The air I breathe.
Any guesses, anybody? You didn't hear anything?
No.
We got
No?
nothing, Art. No.
Oh, okay. You know what I did wrong? Okay, let's back it out. I screwed it up. Okay. Share. I forgot to click on share audio. Duh. Okay. Let's try it again. And okay.
Got it.
Okay. Any guesses?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay. What's the name of the song?
I almost got it. I know
Uh,
it's Stevie Ray Vaughan.
James.
It sound-
Any guess?
No, but I do recognize Stevie Ray. Yep.
Cold Shot.
Coal Shot.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
All right, song number 2.
Got nothing.
Any guesses?
Well, there was
Anybody?
there was a little riff inside there that should have been able. That's a one little riff that was inside there, but I just can't make that out.
I'll give you a hint. Same band.
Yep.
So
this
Stevie
is
Ray Vaughan, huh?
Uh-huh.
somebody made a comment about my maple syrup. Maple syrup from Canada, from one of my
Canada.
from one of my subscribers.
I'm giving you guys easy one. It's Superstition. All right. Here comes the next one. That should be a real easy one. If you grew up in the 60s,
The
there
wah wah
was another
pedal.
famous singer
The
that
wah-wah
played
pedal.
this.
The wah wah pedal should have gave it away.
Yep.
Wah wah pedal. Would that have been?
You want half of this one?
That's
I
still
can't think of
Stevie
his
Ray
name.
Vaughan.
Not Peter Frampton, right? Not Peter Frampton. Not
No.
Peter Frampton.
Steve Mack is really close.
Jimi Hendrix. That's who I was
Oh,
thinking.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, name the song.
Voodoo Child.
There you go.
Wow.
Winner, winner, chicken
Yeah.
dinner. Alrighty.
Yeah, love that cry, baby.
It's live.
It's live. Yeah.
Yep. Any
Don't
guesses?
have any. No guess. Still Stevie Ray?
Yep.
Okay, still Stevie Ray.
Okay.
Play it again, Art.
Okay. You do hear the lyrics briefly.
Michael Blade says Taxman.
Nope.
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
man.
not Pride and Joy.
No, I don't know. I don't know that one.
It's Willie the Wimp.
Willie the Wimp.
Willie the Wimp in his Cadillac coffin.
I don't think I know that one.
I'm going to have
All
to
right.
look that one up now.
We're going to go a little bit earlier. This is in the this is in the mid 70s. This is rock. This is rock and roll. So
Van Halen?
earlier than that.
Earlier.
76, 77.
Wasn't Van Halen?
It's a famous city in Israel. That Jesus once went there.
Jerusalem.
Oh, let me think. Nazareth.
There
No,
you
that's
go. That's the band. What's the name of the
That's the band.
song?
Never really followed those guys.
I didn't either. They were,
It's Beggar's Day.
Oh,
All right, one more and we're done.
yeah, when Art was listening to Nazareth, I was listening to CCR. AC/DC?
That's what I was going to say.
No. Same band as before.
Oh,
I want to say hello to Shani, Mine's Journey, all the way from Taiwan.
get quite the
would
group
be-
in here, huh?
Miss Misery.
That's out of my realm of knowledge.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
And that concludes this portion of the show. I wanted to do something a little different. Well, you know, Ken Heron, he does 1 second song. Where, you know, James, if you don't know, Ken Heron used to be a radio DJ.
No, I didn't know that.
And
to get that.
now he's doing YouTube full time after he got fired from his last radio job. He kind of saw the writing on the wall. The radio station was doing terribly. They were losing money.
Yeah.
So
Was he a
and
fall
plus
guy?
He started doing his YouTube show while he was at the station. As a matter of fact, he was doing a lot of his show from the station. And then after he got fired, he moved all his equipment to his house. So now he's doing it full time. He travels all over the country, over on from around the Tennessee area. He'll go down to Alabama, and then he'll go up to Philadelphia, and he does a lot of content.
I'm sure if he's successful on YouTube, like your show, Art, I'm sure he will make exponential what he made as a radio host.
Well, he's closing in on 150,000 subscribers, and I have 1,440 something subscribers.
You got to start somewhere.
Yep.
You know, I finally cracked the 450 mark over the weekend or 2 days ago, and as soon as I hit it, YouTube take away 2 of them. Now I'm at 448 again.
Yeah. They
If I
do
had
that.
everybody that they took away over the past 2 years, I'd be over 1,000 subscribers.
Wow. Well, that's
I
what you
don't know
need.
why it
That's your
happens. I
minimum.
don't get it.
Yeah, I think that's the magic number. I think 1,000 is the magic number to start if you want to monetize.
4,000 watch hours. Yeah.
Yeah, they have those magic
1,000,
numbers.
yeah.
Yep. And I've had a YouTube channel since '09, but I haven't done it, really a lot of it until like the latter half of 17. Then I started developing content, and then when I got into drones, that's when I developed all these channels. My drone channel, my fishing channel, my cooking channel, and my political channel. So.
Well, I think I created. I set a placeholder for my channel. I'm gonna say I'm thinking it was 2014. It was one of my deployments. I was over in Afghanistan, sitting in a little container, and I knew we were going to be retiring over here. So I said, let me do all the background work, set up the graphics and the little intros and the exits and everything like that. Let me do that while I'm sitting over here in my free time, and I did that. But we didn't actually start the channel really for the content until I'm thinking the end of January of 2017. That's when we actually started. So, maybe 4 years now. I think we've been into it for 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
I
been
think
good.
Your house build started in February of 17?
I think it was February 2017, and I think maybe we opened up a few episodes before the house build, but I think the very first episode, and the main one, was day one, groundbreaking day, and we show everything from groundbreaking day until where we are today.
I just
awesome.
about watched every one of those.
Why haven't you watched every one of them, Art?
Well, I started watching you when you were on like day 30 something, and then I started backtracking and watching some of your early stuff, and then I got all caught up. Yeah.
Well, I told you I kind of backed myself into a corner by using the method that I use for my channel, because I have an episode day. An episode day is supposed to match with a build day, so they had to always be there. So if you go to episode 437, that's 437 days into the build. So I gave myself no breathing room because I can't skip the episodes. Although I did, I think I did a couple times on our pool build here this year. But I put myself into the point where, so that everybody knows, if you look at episode 200, that's the 200th day of actual work on our construction.
Yep.
So I couldn't stop. I had every single day where they built, I had to vlog it. But that gave you don't miss a detail. You miss nothing. If you want to see every single detail of a house build, that's it kind of worked for us because the channel is still growing based on that philosophy, and it looks like a lot of people are kind of following. They're also doing similar types of themes, and it's giving more exposure for people if they want to build and things like that. Oh, Ness Rick says she doesn't have the headset, so Ness can't hear what's going on. Rick says how you doing? So
I want to say hello to Brad Alston and Zwolinski. And Chris at Sunrise Water Media, welcome to the show. So yeah, I got 2 weeks off in April, but here's the deal. Now the president says, well, if you're coming back from overseas, you're going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And I'm like, I can't do that. I already have 2 weeks off for vacation. I come back home. I can't miss 2 weeks of work.
Well, I'm supposed to be sharing this stuff on my channel, but I don't mind sharing it on your channel, Art. I got something yesterday. I'll just update it when I speak to the folks on our channel. I got something yesterday from the PRA, the Philippine Retirement Authority, because we are on our channel, we're like a spokesman for the PRA for the SRRV, the Special Resident Retirement Visa. And I'm going to see if I can find, I have so many, oh my inbox is so full of stuff. Maybe if I sort it. But I want to quote what she said, if I can. I'm not going to take the time. I don't want to waste your time on here. So anyway, I will just kind of paraphrase what she said, because I asked her for an update, because many of the people on the channel asking, what's the update for people getting retirement visas inside the Philippines? And because they did a lock on it, I think it was back in September or October, and it had nothing to do with the pandemic. It had to do with the inflow of young Chinese men who were coming into the country, taking advantage of a age 35-year-old. When I say young, I mean 35 years old. And it's meant for retirement. That's what the visa is meant for guys our ages, to be able to come and use our retirement income to do, not to start businesses and do all these kind of things that it started towards. So they went under, they put a moratorium on the SRRV visa. They wouldn't accept any more applications, and so it was supposed to only be for like 30 days. And again, this was September or October, and I asked her, please give me an update, because I'm always getting inquiries on our channel about what's the status of the SRRV, because I push the SRRV because I think it's a great opportunity for people. Whether they're married to a Filipino citizen over here or whether they're not and they want to retire inside the Philippines. Everybody's always asking. So I didn't get anything for such a long time, and here we are middle January, and she replied back to me yesterday, and she said they are still under review. It hasn't been, it still hasn't been finalized regarding that. So for any of the people that are watching here that are interested, we're still under review, and that's been several months now. But they got to get all the documentation right on that retiree visa. Then we try to stay on top of travel bans and things like that. And as you know, right now, there's things going on now on both sides of the pond. In the United States, because I think most of your viewers are from the United States. Although I think you have a great amount of people that tend to this topic from Australia. I think is probably one of your second biggest areas. But for the United States, I know there's things being done for travel, restrictions of travel from the United States. But what they've done over here, Duterte extended the period of banning foreigners, and I know particularly from the United States. I think now it's until January 31 is the next one. What they keep on doing, they keep extending the travel ban. So right now, no entry until January 31. And then what they'll probably do, they'll probably reevaluate it. And I personally suspect it'll continuously get extended until they get a better grasp and the people start getting the vaccine. Of course, I see the rollout of the vaccine is starting to do much better inside the U.S. That's good. I'm really glad to see that. Doesn't help me much over here on this side of the water, but I don't hear anything over here for vaccines. I don't hear anything yet on that. So
Right.
if I get any updates, I'll try to update you guys on that. Oh, and I do know you said something about when I was sitting there doing the cooking. I overheard you say something about some of the projects that we have here, and it has to do with the pool and the chemicals and all that kind of stuff. So for that, actually, I have a video. What time is it now? Oh, 1 hour. In 1 hour, it's a scheduled broadcast at 10:15 Manila time here. So in 1 hour from now, you get to see that one. And it's basically, it's not talking so much about the mechanics, so like I did in the last episode, about the monitoring. The chemical monitoring of that really neat product by Finn from the Hayward organization, Hayward company. But what it has to do is with customer service. I have an update on the customer service, and you can watch that. Remember, I have 2 customer service tickets out right now. One we received something from China for some furniture, for around the pool. It's the tables and the chairs.
One of the tabletops got cracked.
Yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. And I will say, in all fairness, if I had to, because we had to, I don't want to get too deep because it's all the stuff that I spoke about on my channel, but we have to go through the shipper and the seller, and it's my belief that the main reason it broke is because when they ship stuff over, sometimes they don't put enough padding inside. And you probably saw it. Yeah. So and if it's metal and it's hard metal or something like that, you don't really need it so much. But when you have something, if that can be crushed or broken, you have to be really careful about how you do your packing. And so we responded both to the shipper, which is UPS for the local shipper over here, that we took UPS, and we responded to the seller. And you'll see that if you watch the episode today, that'll upload in about 45 minutes. And then the other thing had to do with the trouble ticket that I have with Hayward, because it has to do with the product. I think is great so far, but what I have a problem with Hayward is their response for customer support. And I talk about that a little bit, but I as with anything else, you'll see I talk about that also on the channel, is I have my methods that I use when it comes to dealing with customer service. You can either a lot of times people make the outcome is a result of the way that they work with the seller. So I talk a little bit about that. So we're going to be a little patient, and we're working with. I'll let you know we're working with the Chinese now. And I think my thumbnail kind of says China and U.S. So I'm hoping people will kind of look so that they can get a feeling for what kind of customer service you might expect if you deal with somebody from China or if you deal with somebody from the U.S. I think we have two big companies, Alibaba and Hayward. So these are two big companies that we can that we're using as resources.
Oh, so the weather is holding up pretty good there in the Philippines.
Oh my goodness! Yesterday was in the morning. It was a little rough. We started. It was nice. We had a bunch of clouds, but it turned into beautiful. I don't. Here, I'm going to turn the. This is what we have today. My water temperature went up in the pool yesterday because we swam it was Saturday, so yesterday was Saturday for us.
Yep.
And we spent the entire afternoon and early evening, Ness and I. We really, I got to tell you, out of the month, a little over a month that we've had the pool now, I think yesterday was the longest amount of time that we spent. The weather's starting to change. We had a whole month of winds. I mean, winds every day between 15 and 25 mile per hour winds here. But this week it's starting to, I don't know if we're starting to get into the better spring type. And for spring, for us here, spring here is like summer in the U.S. I mean, the temperature here yesterday, I'm going to say it was probably around 85 degrees or something like that. The water, I noticed something. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this later on, but it works great right now during what we consider the winter spring in middle area right here because it's cool at nighttime here. But what I noticed yesterday about having a waterfall is all the rock on the waterfall absorbs heat, and it's a passive type of absorption. It stays in there.
So it's like having heated water.
It's like having, I noticed because the water was kind of chilled. The water temperature a couple days ago was 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's nice during the middle of the summer when it's really super hot and jumping into a nice cool 79 degree. But what I noticed yesterday, which is what's so cool about that Fin water monitoring device, is it also monitors the water temperature. So we got to watch the temperature yesterday go from 79 up to 81 degrees, and I'm wondering why is it getting so warm so fast, which might be a problem during the summertime because I don't want it to be a bathtub. But what I noticed was I went up underneath the waterfall, and the water was falling on my body, and I was noticing I'm kind of chilly in the water, but the water coming off the waterfall, it's like bath water because the stone was heating up all the water. So we'll see. We'll do a follow up on that in the middle of the summer when it's like 98 degrees here and. We want cooler. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to react.
Well, someone got the $1 billion lottery ticket. So it looks like somebody won the Mega Millions earlier this week, and I guess, today is Saturday. So last night was someone won the
Up in
$1
Michigan.
billion lottery ticket.
One ticket in Michigan.
One ticket. Okay. I keep thinking about. I can't wrap my head around that. You take the cash, which will probably be around $730 million, and it's like, okay, so what am I going to do with all of that? Okay.
That's just a crazy. It's you're right. It's hard to wrap your head around that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
Hey, Art, I gotta step out
think
of
about,
here.
okay,
Yep, got dinner.
who are you going to tell, and who are you going to not tell?
Nobody.
You don't want to, all of a sudden you're flashy the next day, because you're going to be like a lot of these athletes and musicians who have, all of a sudden they have an entourage. And then you got to worry about security and all that stuff. And it's like,
I'm going to leave and go visit James over in the Philippines and just hang out. hang out with him for a while.
Hey, you're more than welcome, Mike. You know, it's nice and quiet here, and as a matter of fact, we get people all the time that say the same thing. Somebody somebody contacted me yesterday. They said, "Oh, I'm in the Lipa area. Can I come by and stop by and see you?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Why not?"
All right, guys, I got to bow out. Got dinner waiting
All right,
on me.
Mike,
So,
good seeing you.
Art, we'll see you in Florida. James, I hope to see you someday. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. Same here, Mike. Same here.
Yep. Everybody in the chat, nice to see you all in there. Keep in touch. Those are going to be in Florida. We'll see you in Florida. See you guys later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Take care, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, and then I thought, okay, I'm not that wealthy. What kind of place can I get in the Philippines? I know I'll get a penthouse in Makati.
Well, you can do that. You know, you can you can buy apartments or condos. You can do that. You just can't buy the property it sits on. So
That's right.
It's very easy to make those kind of transactions. Well, I don't know if you know, but we're really big in the lottery here in the Philippines too. Yeah, we got. Well, when I say really big, our winnings are probably something like 2,000 pesos, maybe $40 or something like that. So, and but there is a lottery. Every little barangay here, has several people that are assigned, and they're usually on a little bicycle or they're walking. Most of them are walking. And they walk house to house, and they got a little notepad. It's you remember the bookie, My Cousin Vinny, and all that. Remember that? Yeah. And they got their little book, and they take your name, they take your contribution, your lottery amount that you put inside there, and then they do the same. They have a number that comes up, and so many numbers, and they have the lottery based on that. It's not a real big payout. I guess it depends on what the size of the barangay that it is that you're in. Ours is pretty small, but yeah, they do. That's our lottery over here.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, let's see, here in the States, maybe I'll get a house in Florida and one in Michigan, and
Well, you know, I would never turn down a winning of a lottery because any money is better than no money at all. But you got to realize there's responsibility. There's responsibility that comes along with receiving money. It has to do with securing it, and it has to do with protecting it, and it has to do with taxation and long-term planning. So I don't think a lot of people really think about stuff like that at the very beginning, and especially, you know, you win $1 million, but you don't really win $1 million. I think Uncle Sam right off the bat takes about 250,000 or something like that. They take or if not more. I don't know. I've never won the lottery, but and I kind of blame that on the fact that I never put into the lottery, so I guess I can't win if I don't. Yeah. If I don't play. So.
Well, and then you got to think about, okay, who do you want to tell? And you know, you don't want to all of a sudden have every cousin. Hey, remember me? I'm your third cousin once removed. I used to visit you at the hospital in Chicago. And
and can you imagine if you were in the Philippines?
Yeah. Oh boy. All the.
Yeah, you'll be finding out who all your relatives are at that point. Yeah. But Ness isn't here, so she won't. Maybe if she watches this later on. But I got to say, even though I don't play the lottery, I feel like I won the lottery because I have the wife here. So
there you go.
Yeah. I got to make sure I rebroadcast this so she can see that.
She's like right behind you.
But everything is going good here today. Today is a big day for us. My niece, and you probably saw her on episode 61, or maybe we had a get together a couple of weeks ago with our immediate family right here in Lipa.
Right.
But one of the youngest, our youngest one, Denise, she's having a birthday, and we're giving her a swimming pool birthday party today here.
Oh, nice.
So we'll probably capture a little bit of that and add that to whatever the next episode after the one
Right.
that airs here in about 15 minutes. We'll put that on there, and it'll be interesting because I apologize. I was not prepared for you this morning. Normally, I like to have a little bit of either video clips or still pictures in the background to share with you in your show here. And I
Right.
was really planning, and I actually took the information, but I haven't edited it yet. I have one of the things that we're doing for the pool party today is we had the coconut pickers climb our tree, or actually they didn't climb it. They used this like 50 foot long bamboo pole with a little saw on the end of it, and they cut
Right.
down about 30 of our coconuts on our coconut tree in our front yard. And I'll show that probably in the next episode. Them cutting them down, dropping them, and what we did yesterday. After that, I won't do it. I had my gardener do it because they're perfectionists. They've been doing this all their lives. He takes the coconut, he takes a bolo knife, and he cuts off the end to the point where it just about opens up, where you can get the hole inside the green coconut, where the bucco is on the inside, and the bucco juice is inside, the water that's inside there, which is very good. So I prepared, or he prepared for us. I'm looking back there. I see maybe about 15 or 20. Yeah, they're in the Baje Cubo. Yeah, they're in the Baje Cubo. So what we'll do is we'll just cut one small hole. And we bought some straws yesterday from Roy and
There you
Michelle's Sorry store, and we'll slip it in there, and we'll just have the coconuts, the coconut juice, and then when we get done, we'll split them. We'll take all the bucco out of it, the coconut meat, and we'll make either bucco salad, or we'll blend it up and make bucco smoothies or something like
ready
that.
to hold the ball.
Well, I wanted to share something. This is on my Facebook page. It's kind of an inside Filipino humor. Let's. All right, you see that?
Oh,
The caption is
the meme.
"Bahala na si Batman."
We've seen a lot of different memes.
That's awesome. I've been watching that. I've been watching the news the last couple of days and seeing old Bernie all over the planet. That's funny. Whoever came up with that, that's a great idea.
I want to say hello to Chris Wedgeworth and Ron from RL Photography and JDS Flying Canuck. Welcome to the show.
Guys,
All right. So, yeah, the way it's looking like, I don't know if I'll be able to go to the Philippines this year if they keep, extending the ban and what we're doing here in the United States.
well, stay optimistic. On it, and what the good thing is, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think everybody who looks at this in a logical manner, we're going in the right direction.
Right.
So we're getting there. So just be patient. Stay on top of the news, and eventually it'll work out. Because we still have a planned trip back to the U.S. this
Yeah,
year.
that's
We're
right.
supposed to be going this year. Right now, that's up in the air, but
Yeah.
and that's the same thing that we're doing. We're optimistic looking that things will be to the point that we can do that, and if we have to extend our date from where we're at right now, we'll continue moving further.
Well, and the nice thing about, the company that I work for was recently sold about 3 months ago. So the whole vacation thing has changed. So I'll probably be able to move my 2 weeks later in the year. So that's the one where the old owners, I mean, you had to pick these days on the calendar, so we don't have too many people out in the department. Well, now they just left it up, and they don't have. Well, you can't take these days, because where before you couldn't take days off in November or December, and so they're not doing that this year. So if worse comes to worse, I'll be coming in Christmas of this year.
Hey, Christmas is the best time to be in the Philippines. If you want to see joy, you've never seen joy and happiness like you do in the Philippines at Christmas time.
Starting
Yep.
in September, the Burr month.
So hopefully it's all taken care of by that time, and we'd be so
I hope
happy.
so too.
We'd be so happy if you pass through our area like you were been planning on doing, and be able to stay with us here for a little bit.
Well, if I go later in the year, then I run into summer. Well, in summertime in the Philippines, you got to deal with typhoons and rain. And not only that, it's
Typhoons.
very hot and humid there in the summertime.
Don't use the T word too loud around here, okay? You never know. You never know.
And also another change that happened here in Colorado is the voters have voted in a Family Leave Act to where you get something like X amount of weeks off for, to take care of your family member, or you got a sick animal or something. Well, in order to have that thing going, now we've got another payroll tax to deal with. So that's more taxes. And it also cut into my vacation time, because originally I got 200 hours of vacation. Well, because of this, I'm down to 120 hours of vacation. So
You can't win. You can't win, Art.
Yep.
You can't win. So we're here. There are several projects that are on the drawing board right now. If you look at the episode that's about to air here in just a minute, I didn't mention it, and I expect somebody to probably make a comment about it. They're going to look, because I showed them some. I opened up today's episode with showing, even though it's the episode is about customer service, I kind of open it nonchalantly with some of the things around the yard, some of the growth of some of the things in the garden and all.
Oh.
And I didn't realize it until after I edited it last night that I took some pictures of some stuff that I wanted to discuss later on. Maybe you'll notice it. If you look in both, this is a hint for you to look. When you look inside the two little gardens that are on both sides, the little raised bed islands that are on both sides of the swimming pool, you'll see something that looks a little plastic that looks out of place in both of the islands. I won't go any further. I'll let you look at it. But I need to do a full episode on that. I really wish I would have done the full installation. I didn't capture anything, and I know people are going to be angry at me. Why didn't you share how you did this? But what I'll do is I'll talk them through it, and it's work in progress, because I have some items that I've ordered on Lazada. One more item has to come in. All the parts came in for this really nice project. One item is remaining, and it's on that slow boat from China, and
Right.
I expect maybe in about another week it should be here, and we'll close at that. That'll be an interesting episode. But there's a lot of things that we have that we're going to be doing in some upcoming episodes for DIY projects here.
Cool.
We're excited about them.
So we need to see more drone flights, James.
I know. I've been really bad on the drone because I've been so occupied with these other projects around here. But what would you like? What would you like me to take? You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to do a 1-year reunion trip of 1 year after Taal blew.
Oh yeah,
when it
that's
erupted,
right.
and that's about now. That's about the time now. I would like to go back over there one more time, but what I was trying to do, I don't want to give it away, because it's a. Because if I say it, somebody else will try doing this, and then I won't be the pioneer of that topic, or that idea. So,
But
but there's
you
something
said
that I
it
want to do, but we don't do a lot of traveling right now.
Right.
Because of the restrictions in places, and although it's easy to travel, you can get anywhere. We could drive to Manila now,
Right.
but we just don't want to do it. We've been lucky. We've been sitting here at our property here for a year since the beginning of the pandemic back
Yeah,
in
that's
January,
right.
February. We rarely go out. We will literally sit here for 3 weeks and not leave this lot for 3 weeks. We'll have, yeah, I'm serious. Our property here, we won't leave. We have delivery service of food, cooked food, or groceries, and we get all of our stuff in that we order
I'm
online. We
missing
don't-
Clyde's, James.
Oh, I know. Well, we did go to Clyde's. When was the last time we went to Clyde's?
Oh, a month ago.
About a month ago. About our last trip to SM Mall, we did stop by Clyde's, and Ness said, "Boy, you really should be showing people Clyde's again." I said, "Next time we'll do that." So we'll go back there.
I want to say hello to Jim from Above and Beyond Drones. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Cool. I had a great birthday last week. My sister took me out to Texas Roadhouse with my niece and her husband. Had a really good time. Last week, the reason why I had to split so quickly is my friend Rick Enstrom, the candy man, it was his birthday. He just turned 67, and I was invited over to his house and have dinner and cake, and just had a great time there.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. I wasn't able to go on the last episode, but I did hear. I chimed in the background. I could hear.
Yes, I did. I saw you.
I could hear some happy birthday songs going on in the background from
Yeah.
a couple of your guests that were on there.
Yep.
So I was glad.
Yep.
I was glad to see that.
Yeah, got quite a few super chats come in, which was really good.
You got a good group of people that chime into your
Yep.
live streams. They're really good folks.
So
I'm happy.
yeah, and I'm getting close to retirement, and once I retire, I'm going to do this all full time.
Well, we're going to have to talk about that. I don't know if you talk about it on your conservative channel because it's probably more appropriate for that medium. But I guess since your drone show here, we kind of talk about everything on. Everything. So we could actually bring it up. We don't have enough time to talk about it because it's something that we should really talk about in depth. But I would like to sit down and discuss with you. And the other panelists that you have, the guests that you have on there, because they're all about. Yeah, most of the folks are about our age, so it's something that we always think about, and it has to do with Social Security. Everybody has a different strategy on when they feel is the best time to start receiving your distributions from your Social Security, and I would like to hear other people's opinion. I am approaching 64. I'm already eligible. I've been eligible based on my age. But I've been holding off because, the way they explain it. And again, I don't want to get into it now because it has to do.
The longer you
with,
wait, the bigger your check is.
And I want to hear from some of the other guys what their strategy is on that.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Then maybe let's bring that up.
Let's do that. Yeah. Because I'm in a unique situation because being disabled, I could go on disability.
Yeah.
So that gives me another opportunity right there. So we could talk more about that when we talk about maybe what you want to do it next week or the week after.
Well, anytime. And I think it's probably a real good opportunity to do it when you have a full. Because I notice sometimes you have like 6 or 7 people that you have inside it, and the more people that can contribute to the conversation, the more others who are actually chiming in the chats, they might be able to get something out of it. By that point, I can give my perspective on what I think about it. And let's do that. Let's discuss that. And what I like about what you just brought up is you bring into the conversation something that's a little bit different than other people are normally thinking about, that has to do with disability and what the rules and how distributions work with people in your situation. So that would bring, I mean, I think we could cover most of the topics or most of the questions that people ask in that specific.
And also about disability payments and living in the Philippines. How is that going to work out? I've taught, Tom and Ruth over at Tom and Ruth Philippines. They do a lot of stuff about retirement, and I chatted with him a little bit and talking about, because the one downside to the Philippines is you got to keep in constant contact with Social Security. Otherwise, they'll think you're dead. And if they think you're dead, the checks are going to stop.
I didn't know that. And let's save that. Let's save that, and maybe if we do that. As a matter of fact, I recommend if you schedule that topic of conversation for a specific date, that those that you invite, maybe give them a heads up on the topic. And that way, maybe some of us can do some of the research on our own for some of the things that maybe we don't even know, and then we can bring that doing the search and the answers that we found ourselves. We can bring that into the topic of conversation.
And other than Social Security, you have your pension or your 401k or your Roth IRA that you could we'll talk about that and how the
Yeah, well, you have those of us who are already into that situation, that age group who are already receiving things like pensions and 401ks or Roths. We're doing that, so we can speak from experience about everything about each one of those categories. So that would be good. Yeah. I think that would be a really good episode.
I think that would be interesting. How to tie that in with hey, you're retired, you earn a little extra income with your YouTube channel, and you have the luxury of there in the Philippines. You already have an established channel, and now you could set it up to where maybe once a week you do a live stream like this, and you develop a good following to where you start getting your super chat, super stickers. Now they've got a thing called a join button where people could join to be it's kind of like Patreon, where you can have different levels where people who contribute X amount of money per month, they get this level and that level, and then you'll do special videos for certain members and stuff like that.
You know all about these things. You know more about all this YouTube stuff than I do, Art. That's why I come to your channel. I learned so much. But yeah, that's a great idea. I think that will work out really well.
Now that I'm monetized, I could set that up, and I'll probably do something like that later on in the year. Once, and I haven't been putting out a whole lot of content because I've been working a lot of overtime, Yeah. And that also helps to build up my 401k a little faster as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. But what you said earlier about something about us doing the live streaming here, we've tried a couple, 2 or 3 of the live streams at the very beginning, and it was a test, and it identified weaknesses in our hardware and some of the softwares that we were using. But I think we're getting to the point that we do that. Now, I think I'm good on the technical side especially using something as simple as StreamYard right here. I think we're good with doing that. I'd kind of like to move up a little bit level, sort of like Greg down in Australia does with some of the real techie stuff. But when you start adding all these complications inside there, all these neat things, the complexity sometimes. That's when you kind of open yourself up with vulnerabilities for making mistakes and things don't work in here. But I want to start doing So it isn't a plan for us. So I think we've already scaled to the top of the mountain for the technology portion. I think we're good there. Next thing I want to do to make it kind of professional is we want to set up like a studio down inside the basement. We have one additional room down there. It's a bedroom slash, it's actually the room that I store my guitars in. I have a dehumidifier inside there because it helps keep the humidity down inside there. But Ness wants it's not that big. It's a very small bedroom, but it'd be the perfect place for a work office space and maybe a little, make that work office space into a studio. And what Ness wants me to do, on one of the walls, I built a library in our home in the U.S. We have the library shelves and the cabinetry. I did all that.
That would be a nice backdrop.
That's what we want.
To have a green screen.
Well, I can never compete with that background that you have there. We would never be able to build anything like that in our and the space is very small because I think the width of that room probably isn't but about maybe 2.5 meters or something like that. So it's going to be really compressed inside there. But I think it's manageable. I think I can do it. But that I want to have that done. So I have to prioritize. All my DIY projects I said we have in the plans.
There you go.
So I have to decide which one is the priority. We have cabinetry that I want to build for all the wardrobes for 3 different bedrooms here. I want to do the library, office, desk space, studio area down inside there. I still want to work on the band studio. I got all those acoustic tiles that need to be put up on the wall inside there. I just have some. I preach a lot on our channel as far as setting up priorities. I tell everybody else what should be done. But a lot of times I don't follow my own rules. I need to have. Do you remember when I had the Bahe Kubo set up for the office for building the house here?
Yep.
Remember the chalkboard that I had inside there, and I had my checklist of items to do, my to-do list. But I don't have that for all my projects here, and I really need to set something up just like that, because I wait. This is how it works for me. I wake up in the morning. Now, obvious, I kiss my wife good morning, and then I said, then on Sundays I have my waffles. But normally, what I do is I wake up. What am I going to do today? What's my project for today? I have nothing planned out, and it goes on what I feel like doing, and in a way that's kind of cool. Being retired, you can do anything that you want to. There's no pressure unless something breaks. But on the other hand, without a good project management type of a calendar schedule, a lot of times things get put on the back burner, and that's kind of what happens with me right here. It's not a big deal, but I just don't get as much done as I would like to. Project management, knowing how to project manage is a really good asset. And if you understand,
get a calendar.
Yeah, get a calendar. Yeah,
and then you start marking on the calendar. Okay, so on the 23rd, I'm going to be starting this project, and we're going to project out, okay, that should be done at this time, and then we'll start on, and so on.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know how you do it in your house, and I don't know how most people do it, but it's especially important for those of us who are living outside the U.S., and we're living in a different country that has different requirements for different things, like registering your car, driver's license, your visa status, all these different things. I really, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to master it, and I'm going to document it, and I'm going to make a video talking about it. I probably just gave somebody a great idea for a video on YouTube by saying this. But what I don't do is I don't do these things. I don't have a calendar that says, oh, my car and my insurance thing, it's like every 3 years I have to do something. But there's dates that you have to go by, specific dates. And it's like registering, you have to do that every year here. Every year you have to register, and we do in the U.S. too.
Yeah.
But in the U.S., you just know.
Yeah,
you know
it's
the month it
automated.
expires. You know,
Yeah.
and you'll usually get something. We get something in the mail in the U.S.
Right.
That's or something. We get something that you don't get that over here. You kind of have to rely on this.
Yep.
And then when you start getting to my age, this right here isn't so reliable anymore. And it's like I kind of remember that. Oh, in February, I think it's February. My car needs my truck needs to be re-registered.
Yep.
And then I'm saying to myself, oh, this a funky little rule that they have over here that's so weird, and it has to do with your license plate. It's like the last digit of your license plate has something to do with the month, I think, and then the next to the last number of your license plate number has something to do with the week that you have to show up down there and all this. And I'm like, so I really need to get all these things on a calendar. You know how people put on the refrigerator? They put that. I need to stick that with a magnet on my refrigerator so that I know, because it's important that you don't miss some of these dates, especially when it has to do with legal things, especially when it has to do with your passport or your visa,
That's true.
or your car registration, or your insurance, or things like that.
I want to remind everybody down below here, this is my tip jar. If you want, there is another way you could leave me some. If you like this content, you can leave a few bucks there as well. So you got multiple streams of income. Nice thing about PayPal, they don't take as big a cut out as YouTube does with the super chats. Now they're taking 45%.
YouTube does that on super chats.
Mhm.
Oh my god! I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I've never done a super chat.
And,
so I
and
don't
the
know.
ads as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't see that. You say for the ads. Are you talking about that goes through AdSense and goes through Google? Are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Mhm.
Is
That's
there
where
a
all
breakdown?
the super chats go. They all go to AdSense, and then once you hit like the $100 threshold, then you'll get a deposit in your bank.
You know, I don't really. Again, it's probably irresponsible of me, but I don't really look in detail over at Google Ads, the AdSense. I don't break everything down inside there. I kind of really focus on the YouTube channel, and then when I look at my own content for each one of the channels inside, I look really at the views. I don't really look at the monetary side so much. But does it break it down? Since you've looked at, does it break down how much AdSense the ads are taking out for, like, what percentage that goes to the ad company or the manufacturer, the company that's doing the ads, and then do they do that?
No, and that's the thing about Google and AdSense. They don't really tell you a whole lot. All I know is that the revenue that you get from the ads and from the super chats and the super stickers, they take 45%.
So is that something that you read or that you see in any type of statistical data that shows up?
That's what I've been talking to other YouTube channels that are now monetized, and that's what, and it used to be they would just take 30%, and now it's up to 45%. It's like, wow. I guess that's because, they gotta make money to keep up with all the servers to put all of our videos on.
Well, you got to kind of look at it on the positive side too, because it does cost a lot of money to do that. Data storage, it costs a lot of money for the investment for things like that. And it's a business. It's a business for them, like it is it's for business of people that do the YouTube, that do the monetization. Some people end up relying on that. That's their job. That's what they do it. But it costs money to make money,
That's right. Yeah, it'd be nice if I had like 1 million subscribers, and
wouldn't we all love that?
Look at Will Dosovich. He's up to 1 million subscribers on one of his channels.
They're there. The people are there, And I still haven't figured out what that magic niche is that makes everybody say, oh, I want to go to that channel. Because you've talked about it before with other people on your channel, your guests that you've had there. And I share the same questions that a lot of them do. Why do I work so hard to create good content and editing? I spend hours and hours, and I do all this to make a good product, what I think is a good product. And then you have somebody that goes on there with his Android phone that goes inside there and says, oh, I'm buying an ice cream inside the Sorry store, and it's about 2 minutes long, and then they get 60,000 views. You know, and you get maybe 1,000 views on your. I don't understand that, but there's one. Maybe someday I will understand that, and I'll get those million views too.
I think part of it is it's content. You keep putting content out there to keep people wanting to watch your channel, and that's where I'm slacking off. And now when the weather starts getting warmer, I'll start doing more fishing videos, and then that channel will start to build up. And
well, this is my philosophy when it comes to that art, and I'll let you know in 10 years if what my strategy and what my philosophy is correct. You'll be able to see. Everybody has to start from somewhere, and I said that earlier today. Everybody has to start from somewhere. You have to establish. And I think at the very beginning, probably, it's like starting a business. You know, if you've gone to business school before, one of the first things that they explain to you that you have to understand very well is that when you go into business, don't expect to make a profit your first year. You will even lose money inside there. But there's a threshold that you have to look at. You have to watch the numbers and the charts and everything like that. And I think I think that same philosophy and that same strategy, you can move over to your YouTube channel, which is basically a business. There's really no difference for people who are going into it as a business, for monetizing for business. I think it's the same thing. So what you have to and I think what people don't understand sometimes, and they go in thinking, well, in my first couple of weeks and I post some videos, if I don't make some, get hundreds of people or thousands of people at the very beginning, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm not successful. I don't think that's the case. I think if you have something that's interesting, and it doesn't matter how interesting it is, at the very beginning, it's not, unless it's something that's phenomenal, it's not going to go viral the first 2 weeks or the first month or the first 6 months. What you have to decide, you have to do it. You have to work hard, and you have to develop your brand, and you have to develop your content. You have to get better. And then as long as you watch, like your channel, I watched your channel from the very beginning, and it's slow. It's a slow, but it's your chart is steady growth. And that's what we've done. That's what we've done on our channel too. We have faithful subscribers who come every week to watch our content on our channel. And it's those folks staying there. If they stay, then you might not have a lot. In 1 year, you might have 1,000 subscribers, 1,500 subscribers. But you just continuously, if that growth continues going, then you're doing something right and you're growing it. Now you might have something, if you're to that point after 1 year, you still only have 10 subscribers, and you have, and I also think that another key indicator is those people's ability to make your channel successful or not. And believe it or not, those thumbs up and those thumbs down, if you decide to show those on your channel, they make a big difference. And where that makes a big difference is in your revenue. I don't know if you might know this, since you know so much about YouTube and about revenue, but the folks who are watching here, a lot of them don't realize your revenue or the motivation for someone to place an ad on your channel is based upon your quality content, and that's based upon your thumbs up and thumbs down. So if you have a channel that gets normally more thumbs downs than thumbs up, somebody, if I'm a business and I look at that, I'm not going to request Google put my ads on your channel. So so that's another indicator, not just the amount of people that you're getting for subscribers, but how they're reacting to your content.
Right.
So if you're consistently getting good reviews, and you're always going to get trolls. We get trolls. Everybody gets trolls over there. But if you get 1,000 people or 500 people that give you a thumbs up and you get 6 thumbs down, well, you know those thumbs down are pretty much, they're people just that they're unhappy with their lives, and you know, and I'm sad. I'm sad that they feel like that. But if you and advertisers understand that, they discount those people. It means nothing to them. It's the ratio that goes inside there. But if you have like a 50, if you have like a 50-50, or if you go more than 50% on the thumbs down, then you're probably not going to do well successfully. You can continue doing YouTube videos,
Well, I mean,
but you're probably not going to make a lot of
more
money.
Thumbs down and thumbs up, your subscribership is probably going to, you know, suffer from that. And then people will say, you know,
I used to think that. Here is probably an interesting example that probably contradicts that mind thought. Is you will see there are here in the Philippines. I notice you will have foreigners. You'll have expats that come into the Philippines, and they come in here, excuse me, and they do very controversial topics.
right.
They do things that are totally the opposite of what we do on our channel. Our channel is about learning. We like kind people to come and visit our channel, and we want kind people to come in, contribute kind thoughts, and hopefully we're able to grow our kind community. But then you have the opposite. You have people that come in here, and you know the ones that I'm talking about. You have people that come inside here, and they come with the idea of maybe if I say something or do something or show something controversial, my base will grow, and they do. A lot of them have that. I noticed that, but we will never stoop to doing something like that. They do, and they do the bait. You know, the hook and bait.
Bait click,
Bait click. They show the picture. You know, the thumbnail that has something that's not probably what most of us, the people that visit your channel, visit our channel, go for to. But they get a lot of views. They get a lot, but they will also, because some of the content that they do is so controversial, they get mostly thumbs down. But if you go, and there's statistical places that you can go that monitor everything about YouTube, about all the channels on YouTube, and you can see how many subscribers they have, the amount of views that they get, the monetary amounts that they estimate that they could possibly get, highs and lows and things like that. You can go to those, and you probably see those type of channels. They're getting tons of subscribers, and they're getting tons of views, but they're not making any money. You'll see that. So. Because nice thing, and I think it's a very responsible thing that Google has done over the past year or two, is they're looking at that. Because you want to know why they're looking at that is because advertisers got angry with Google that Google was putting their ads as a proxy. Google will act as a proxy for advertisers. They were making the choices of where their ads were supposed to go, and unfortunately, some of these big I'm talking about, you know, the big companies like in the U.S., their ads were starting to show up on a lot of. I'm not going to comment on that. So a lot of the advertisers found that they weren't having control of where their ads were being done, and they were being put on controversial sites that basically made it look like the company that was advertising that endorsed what those people were saying. So Google's policy changed. Did you? And you probably got something if you've been in for the last couple of years with YouTube. You've probably seen those disclaimers that are coming out and policy changes that they're having. So what Google has done, they've become more responsible. Because the companies were saying, we're pulling our ads. and that's how they make money, is the ads.
Yep.
So
that's right.
now if you'll see, because now if you monetize, so you know that all those check blocks that are inside there that says, is this a controversial topic? Does this show this? Does it say that?
Yeah.
All those things, and you have to say no. Yeah.
Yep.
Now you have
that's,
to. Yeah.
That's why I did. Mine is not suitable for children, and
Yeah.
if you want to kill your channel and you click on suitable for children, you're not going to get any revenue.
Well, yeah, I actually I learned a lesson on that, because at the very beginning, because our channel is suitable for children, because we talk about our community. We do community activities, and the community activities involve the children of our community. They do, like during the fiestas and during birthday parties and weddings, and the children are a very integral portion. And we have tons. We on our site we have so many, especially mainly our barangay here, but even the city of Lipa. You should see all the emails. It's not mainly email. It's usually on Facebook, because the Facebook is the method of choice for social media here in the Philippines. But I am always getting from the young boys and girls here that live in our community that are asking to be, I want to be your friend on Facebook, and I like Sir James. I really like your channel, and I saw we got a lot of. So getting back, it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. So what I did at the very beginning is I said, yeah, it's suitable for children, because I don't want to cut out our community friends and family that live right here. But then when I did that, the ad, when it shows up, it just kind of went away, like you were talking about earlier. I'm like, whoa, I'm trying to do the right thing and support my community, both young and old, but it's making a very negative impact on this as far as the business aspect though. So I changed that, and it didn't take very long for me. I think I went about 2 weeks. I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? My analytics are totally 180 degrees from what they were 2 weeks ago. What caused this? So when I went back and I changed it, it went back to normal again. So I still don't understand. I don't understand exactly the legalities of how they're doing this, and I don't know what the effect is for, say, somebody who is my subscriber, who's like 10 years old, or children that watch a channel. I don't know. I don't think I think they can still watch. I don't think it impacts.
They can still watch, but I don't. Your channel is set up in a way where you just, that little checkbox that says not suitable for children, but they could still watch.
Yeah.
It just said now you could get ad revenue.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you a point. There's a fishing channel where this guy, he does mostly carp and catfish, and he has his 2 little boys with him. They're like, well, at the time they were like 3 and 4 years old. Now they're like 5 and 6, and well, all of a sudden, his advertising just went away because he had his kids on his show.
Same situation. Now, I don't know about having children on your show as opposed to saying it's not children suitable. I don't know what the impact, because we still show what's going on in our community. We still show when we go inside the barangay. The kids are all like the Christmas giveaway that I just did. It was for the children. We provided all the gifts for our local barangay, like we do each year, and I didn't. We got no dings for that. So obviously you can do that without being penalized or any negative impact. But I think they're more carefully monitored now to make sure that there's no exploitation, I guess. I think that's what they're probably looking for.
Yeah, I think that's what it's mainly about.
Yeah.
Well, James, we've done over 2 hours on this show. So, and I notice my viewership is starting to dip a little bit. And
okay, all right.
So we'll definitely talk about,
Social Security.
Social Security, retiring, and, then we could do this YouTube stuff full time.
There you go. There you go. All right,
All
Art.
right. Well, thank you very much for coming. As always, your waffles look so yummy.
Oh, they're great. They were great. Well, anyway, Art, thank you for inviting me again today, and thanks to the folks who hung in the chat inside there. I always enjoy. This is part of the highlights of my Sunday mornings here in the Philippines. So I will catch you next time, and I'll let you close.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Cheers, guys.
All right, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming to the show. Bill at Metro Drones, Steve Mack, Robbie RC, Charlie at Drone Psyche, James or Jim at Above and Beyond, Mike B and Michael Blade, Brad Allison, Rick Halber, and Chris Hope, and Ron Lockwood. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to the show. It's always a pleasure to, bring some good content. JSK Enterprise, thank you very much. Good night, Stan. Thanks for coming in. You guys have a great weekend. We'll catch you next time. Keep 'em flying. Bye-bye.